What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal in the building. As always, starting the show on CPT. But I'm in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Today's episode, as always, brought to you by the good people at Equity Feed. Shout out to Equity Feed. 2 weeks free right now. No credit card required. Best scanner on the market, equityfeed.com is where you need to be right now if you're looking for a scanner to follow all the hot stocks we track here every single day on the show. Take the glasses off. I'll get through the show, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you for joining me on episode 214. Episode 214 for September 12th, 2017. You know, sometimes I forget like what day it is, you know, 'cause I'm at home, so I'll forget it's like the actual date of the, you know, I'll just be forgetting stuff. Shout out to the people coming into the chat room. I'm seeing what's going to be hot today and tomorrow, excuse me. All right. Let me see here. Who do we have in here? I see Spencer Gordon already in here. Roderick Gray. Yes, indeed, man. Who else we got in here? Kenneth Rosenberg, Michael B, Jeff Thayer. You say I got the range glasses? Yeah. Let me go ahead and shut the music off. Yeah, the range glasses. These are actually not range glasses. They're the glasses. I forgot what they're called, but this guy who works on those hot torches, I forgot what it's called. It's a word for it. And it basically cuts out all blue light. And it's beautiful. I mean, like, it's so more advanced than the one I was rocking earlier. And it cuts out literally all blue light. Like, sometimes if on my colored volume bars, I don't see blue. I can't see the blue when I have those glasses on. In fact, purple, my RSI purple, it looks like white. So for those guys who work on those little hot-ass torches or whatever, it was a great tip from them, and got them real cheap on eBay, and I love them. Love them. And again, like I said, my eyes no longer strain, and I'm basically wearing those all day, every day now. All right. So let me get here. Move this screen over to my main screen in front of me. And let's get to the market, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, there's so much to talk about. One of the most important people in finance completely shitted on Bitcoin today. The guy sent Bitcoin down like $300 as soon as he said that. Man by the name of Jamie Dimon, who's been the CEO of one of the world's biggest financial institutions now, I think at least 10 years, right? At least 10, 15 years now. He's been around for a while. I believe he's one of those guys who kind of came out of Bank of America and that deal. Definitely been around for a while, but that guy completely shitted on Bitcoin. But here's the thing about that situation. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But a lot of those guys, you know, they know how powerful their words are. And I wouldn't be surprised if he himself or people around him have a hand in, you know, what's going on with Bitcoin in terms of trying to get this price down for them to get in bigger. So I'm not buying this whole thing. He came out and said all this shit about it, and that he actually even believes the words coming out of his mouth. You said I got blue blockers. Exactly. Thank you, Londell Carter. That's what they're called. I forgot. It was on the tip of my tongue. Are they called blue blockers? I don't know if that's what they're called, but I know this is the top of the line one. And yeah, it blocks all blue light because that's what is transmitted through cell phones and computer monitors is blue light. And that blue light strains your vision. It strains your retina. All right. Shout out to all the people in AZFL, man. AZFL, huge winner today. I think I got Ken on the line to talk about that. 646. I believe it's Ken. What's up?
Hey, remember I mentioned FUTL two nights ago? How about that one?
Yes, I did see the move in FUTL. Incredible volume too. I mean, incredible volume on that. I mean, what's going on with OTCs right now, man? It seems like they're running and they're actually stable.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's crazy times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy. It's September, I guess. Everyone's back.
Yeah, I mean, this is you know, it's nice. I mean, 2 days in a row here, FUTL. Although, you know, you pulled back pretty strong from the 38s, but I mean, other than that, you held very well. So we'll see how that builds on. I took my profit.
sister.
Yeah, it's sister stock. And AZFL. I mean, what's going on with that, man?
It's a pump. I mean, remember we were speaking about this a couple, and I said it's all over Twitter. All these certain people, certain Twitter pumpers, like the Momo guy and the Dollar Time, and they've been just constantly all day long because I get my notifications on my smartphone when I pump it on Twitter.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, man. People were so excited because I was watching it in the early, toward the AM, and people were so excited. And, to see it fall on its ass like that, at lunchtime, man, that had to hurt some people. It really did.
Right. I believe there was some news that came out 8:30. I didn't even look at the news, but there was news on AZFL today.
Yeah.
So, whatever, just play the pump, whatever.
I hear you. I hear you, man. Now, are you still in this, or are you done with that?
I sold. Okay. I'm done. I'm done. I'll let it settle down.
All right.
I mean, it could get to a penny. I'm not saying it won't, but you got to just learn to take gains, be happy.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Appreciate that.
One more thing I want to mention to you: the SWPQ. Did you see what happened around 12 noon this afternoon?
What was that ticker?
8K came out. SoupQ. That was that SoupQ in bankruptcy. The one. There was a lot of hype. Wealth Colony hedge fund taking 41% stake in.
That's exactly why I don't fuck with these Qs, man. I mean, they're basically guaranteed losers. I don't know.
That's right.
I don't mess with them anymore, man. I mean,
not worth it.
Look at that. Lost 50% of its value today.
Within minutes.
Yeah. I'm and a lot of guys trade this. I mean, we used to have a guy here on the show that he would call up every single day and just update us on the Q stock. And he ended up I think he ended up, because I have a feeling, because it was only one stock he continued talking about, that stock ended up falling on its ass, losing 70% of its value, and I've never heard from him again. I have literally never heard from him again.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fall in love with this stuff.
Yeah.
It's really a lesson that people need to remember. Don't fall in love with it. I'm hoping African Emporium is on tonight. I wanted to hear about DCTH. It's holding any day now. Some kind of news we're thinking.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it,
Ken. All right, enjoy the evening. Thanks.
All right. So again, great start to the day in AZFL, but unfortunately, it just couldn't hold. And party time, at least in the time being, is up on AZFL, but it looks like you're probably going to have a dip buy opportunity tomorrow on that move. We'll see. SDOCQ, yeah, that was the earlier one. He was talking about SoupQ, SOUPQ. No, Bovash, I was talking about the other guy. I forgot his name, man. I know you were around when he was. He was always bringing up the oil Qs and the line Qs. God, I forgot his name. Black dude, I forgot his name. But if he went in heavy on that, I think it was ARP. What was it? What was it, like ARPHQ or something like that? It was some oil play that was, crap. And if he went big in that, like I think he did, it wiped him out. 904, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, Sal? It's Boz AM. Yo, I'm kind of echoing.
Oh, okay. What's up, bro?
It's kind of hard to talk.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so I have this ticker that I want you to look at. TRMR. I want to I want to see your opinion on it. If you think it's overextended or what? Because it's at its 52-week high right now.
Now, what's the ticker again?
TRMR.
TRMR.
Yeah.
TRMR. Tremor Video. Oh shit. Okay, looks like it's been doing really well for the month of August. Now, what's been moving this higher? I mean, it's at this 52-week high. It looks like it's
they just been literally just releasing news on like a consistent basis, on like a weekly basis, and maybe they're just turning things around, maybe financially, maybe there's something going on. I have no idea, to be honest. I've been watching this for like the whole month, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? It's breaking my resistance levels and everything. So it's just like,
yeah, I mean, it's doing well. I mean, I'm pulling up the weekly chart here, and you know, it's been killer. Let me see. The monthly looks very strong last 2 months. I mean, it's doing really well. I mean, it's doing really, really well, man. I mean, I don't see any reasons not to at least try to get in and see what happens. Has it been a winner every single day?
That's what it looks like on the chart, man. On the daily chart, it looks like a winner every day.
Shit.
Well, unless you like sold on like the pullbacks, but like there wasn't really any pull, like a little bit, but not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, not too bad. I mean, it has some intraday highs. It's got some volatility to it too. I mean, it can get up there. Look, 410 a day, pull back to 4. You got a low of 386, so almost 45 cent moves intraday here. So I mean, it's got some volatility to it. I wouldn't be against trying. I just, you know, obviously, I hate the fact that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how it plays out tomorrow. But
yeah,
the volume is not like extremely high. It's kind of like, I guess, moderate, but
yeah. So appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, I have one more thing to say. So basically, I used to call back in the day about these random ass tickers or whatever, and literally, I realized like people that are getting into trading new, because I've been doing this for like a year now, and without like I dedicated myself to just literally learning everything I can, because a lot of traders get into this and they think they can just trade the market, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the thing. Like, you can't just get in here and think like it's easy money. I literally like emptied my account of like $2,500 in the span of fucking 2 months. Shit. It was retarded.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was trading everything, bro. I was trading every single day.
Yeah.
Whatever was hot. I was like, all right, let me get in here, let me get in there. Like, it was just a waste of time. This summer, I literally said, fuck, I'm not trading anything. I'm going to analyze charts 7 days a week, and I read 14 books all this and investing. And since I've been in school, like, I made an account of $5,000 now, and fucking literally green days. And it's just like the discipline level and your risk management tolerance, your risk management level. When you get that all figured out and you figure out your strategies, like, that's when you can go trade. Like, I feel like people that are just hopping in, like, throwing their money away, it's just ridiculous, man. But I guess you have to incur a loss in order to, like, actually take it more serious.
I agree. I think everybody's got to go through that phase, man. I think at the beginning, when you're all excited and you maybe see a Tim Sykes video or something like that, and you think you can just do it, and a lot of people fall on their ass just like you did. And I mean, you know, giving out what happened to you, man, it's definitely going to be a learning lesson to somebody else who can take that. And instead of going through that pain, just go ahead and start studying and figure out how to make it work for you from the beginning, you know? So
exactly. A lot of people would, like, quit right after that, after they just, like, lost all that money. But but the thing that I got from was, like, kind of like a inspiration factor. Like, I saw that it worked for me, and I saw this potential, and I was just like, I was just an idiot, and, you know, I had no discipline. Discipline's the key thing in trading. You have to follow your rules. You have to have a specific thing that you're doing that's making you money. Like, you don't want to just keep cutting corners and getting into boredom trades or trading over extended breakouts, fucking trading at the tops, like, just stupid things that make no sense, you know. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say, maybe for some inspiration or whatever. So
appreciate it.
I don't know.
Hey, man, are you following anybody? Are you in anybody's, like, chat room, or, you know? Because
I'm in your chat room, but I tried to stay out of chat rooms because like, I get really inspired by other tickers, and I don't like to trade like a bunch of other people's tickers. I kind of like to do my own research, but I just hop into your chat room, see like a little bit, but I try not to listen to everybody, you know, because
Sure.
that's what screwed me up before.
Sure.
So, like,
So you're
I
not
don't really
following
follow
any,
them
like,
much.
there's no guru or anything you're signed up to or anything like that right now?
No, I literally, I just read shitloads of books and
Okay.
study and fucking, yeah.
Cool. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yes,
Bye.
indeed. Shout out to 905 for the call. Yeah, I mean, Tremor looks hot, man. It definitely is a hot stock. I mean, you know, I want to say he just talked about not buying overextended stocks. But, I mean, you could have said this stock was overextended for the last, 9-10 days in a row here. So, tough pill to swallow to go in on that. I'd probably start small and leverage higher if it continues to go, in the direction you want. Man, not bad. Tremor Video. It looks like a real company, so I would figure out what's going on. He said it's putting out a lot of news, which it is here. I'm definitely seeing a lot of articles that this company puts out. So it looks like they're really getting the word out about their business. All right, what's up, Desert Edge, ATO Trader? Good words of advice that he put out there. Yeah, Sykes. Yeah, Tim Sykes calls it tuition. Yeah, you got to pay tuition to the market. I think everybody does, especially at the beginning. You know, those Sykes videos can get you turned out. You know, next thing you know, you're making plays that you really have no business making. And I kind of explained to that on the show yesterday, where this is a situation where you just don't have to swing every day. I mean, there's days here I do a show, and the next day I don't trade anything because I just didn't see anything. That worked for me. But today was the shortest day. I lost my ass on my one Apple contract that I bought, but it looks like it's going to end up in my favor over the long term. That's why I always buy options way out. I've got the December options on Apple. And come to find out, the stock ended up falling on its ass toward the close. And that was an opportunity to buy more, especially these ones that got a significant amount of time on them. So let's go back into the pennies here. I see some people putting up some tickers in the chat room. MNGA, this is one of my favorite pumps to play. MNGA, when it really starts rocking and rolling. I've said this story many times. This company is just notorious for pumping the shit out of everything. Used to trade on the OTCs, got uplisted, and they had a guy die. He fell into one of the incinerators. They paid off his family in stock. You can read all that in the 10K. That's why he never sued or anything. The family never sued, but the man was literally incinerated alive. It was horrible. Nice move on that today, up 10%. Yeah, RTNB sold off today, didn't it? RTNB, oh no, actually went up 16% on RTNB. All right, RTNB, ugly candlestick, but 193, oh, it hit 196. That's where I'm thinking 196 is, that 193 level where I marked that on the chart is where I need to see it for me to look at it as a serious possible swing. But as you can see here, there was no commitment to keep it above that level, and now we're back at 153. So although you reached a high of 196, you gave back almost 40 cents a share today. TRMR is being rebranded and will be listed under the new ticker this month. Okay. All right, I'm guessing that ticker in lines with what they're doing, or acquisition possibly. HVST. Hold on, let me make sure I'm looking at the right one. HVST, OTC stock. Yeah, only 10,000 shares picked up here. If that's what you're talking about, man, that's not a cheap stock either. $6 a share. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's doing it. Could be could be a boiler room. Who knows? But you'd like to see definitely a lot more volume on that. If I'm going to go with the higher priced if I'm going to go with the higher priced OTC stocks, then I'm looking for something a little bit more stable. And I would go marijuana. Do you guys remember one called Buds, B-U-D-Z? B-U-D-Z, Buds. I would go with something kind of like this. You know, again, this one, the volume isn't there yet, but when it does run, it can do some things if you're going to go to a higher price OTC side stock. Let me see here. HTBX. HTBX, Heat Biologics. 7%. Let me know what you're seeing here. What's the reason that you want to look at this? I hate that candlestick today, man. That's a lot of selling pressure on HTBX. Again, the volume was pretty good with 5 million shares traded. Let's go to the 5 minute, and as you can see here, boy, that would have been an ugly trade to get caught up in here on this 5 minute chart. As you can see, you really didn't have an opportunity to really work with it if you were slow on your mouse here. As you can see, you got about 10-15 minutes. You know, again, if you got in it early and you saw the move higher, but couldn't hold those gains, gave back about 15 cents before giving back another dime towards the end of the day. Yeah, nice squeeze on RTNB today. Yeah, we just looked at that chart. Yeah, I would look at Bud. Somebody had mentioned in the chat room that weed was coming back. I looked at a couple weed stocks. I don't know. I think you might be a little bit early. You know, it could be just because of where they are on technicals. But I don't see a real commitment that you can make on these. Let's look at the daily chart. I don't see it here. Here's TRTC, one of the more popular ones. You know, TRTC, MCOA, one of the more that's very volatile. Here's one of the more volatile ones. Definitely can make some moves when it wants to, but again, I'm not seeing it just yet. All right. But one thing I'm going to be out of the prediction business. Out of the prediction business. Man, I was certain that the iPhone would be a hit with investors, and it was for a couple moments. And that thing came crashing down hard as hell. We watched it literally fall on its ass in the Discord room. Another ticker I want to bring up that was really interesting, had decent volume today. This is a legit company. I actually like this company because I bought some of their products in the past for gifts for people. Pier 1 Imports, home furnishing company. You know, I hate the fact that we got, again, a cheap dollar floating around that's getting even cheaper. So for a company like this, I guess that doesn't help them, being that they buy a lot of their products from art dealers and makers from around the world. But looks like you had a nice move today in Pier 1 Imports. Let's see if we can build up on that or not. The stock's been really beat up this year, down I think over 60% from 50%, excuse me, from beginning of 2017. It's been real beat up. Could we get a change in momentum? Who knows? But Pier 1 Imports, real legit company. You've seen a lot of real companies all of a sudden get back to winning again. GoPro. So it's been interesting. All right, looking around for some of these legit companies, very well-known companies that have been beat up that possibly could be finding some support and levels to bounce off of. All right, but right now, it's all about these intraday runners that are giving people who, again, know how to play the morning, pump, an opportunity to get a quick 5 to 10 to 15% in some of these plays. Yeah, NAK is actually very impressive, man. NAK, it was really, to see gold go down, but yet NAK be able to hold. And it's holding that level really nicely. I'm not letting that go. I've said it over and over again on the show over the last several days that 181 is so important for NAK, and it's got to hold that, but it's got to, make that push. I have no idea why, we're not getting the loyalty out of shareholders to get above that, to get above that level. This is the third time this stock is trying to crack above 181, and we're not getting, the loyalty we need right now. Aemd, yeah, Aemd, that was a nice move for the day. Many of us in the chat room thought about playing this stock, but it was all shorts, and I could not find a single damn share to grab of Aemd. I still think it's going to come down another 50 possible cents tomorrow off its high of 380. It gave back over $1.10 today from the morning. And it was just giving. There was some hope towards the afternoon, about 3 o'clock. It was looking like it was going to make a cup and handle, but then obviously, as you can see here, it left a lot of people up with that hammer candlestick here on the 5-minute, and it just never came back from that. It just really never came back from that, and there it is, Aemd. I think you're going lower tomorrow. It was a decent news, but these FDA designation plays, I haven't seen an FDA designation play go multiple days in a long time. The stock is already quite bearish. It's already one of these tickers that really doesn't hold gains. As you can see, there are multiple opportunities for short sellers to get in here. And even if it goes against you the very next day, you still find yourself in money over, the next subsequent days. So I don't like Aemd as a possible second day runner. As just as I said, FLC was gonna fall on its ass, and that's exactly what it did. FALC, excuse me, fell on its ass today. It fell on its ass. It was a one-day pump, running off the fact that an IT-based company had sold off to another larger cap company, and left a lot of investors in the dust. A lot of bag holders in that one. Dollar Dave, you said low flow. They'll just pumped a bit and could squeeze. It could squeeze. I mean, I have no doubt that there aren't any shares available because, people who have money snatched them all up. If you look at FALC today, this was one stock that I thought was going to squeeze possibly too, but from the gate, you just didn't have the support you needed to even think about doing that to anyone. So Aemd, yes, low float, but you've got to have, guys who are willing to buy to do the squeezing, So that's the most important thing. And if you just don't have enough buying power, nobody's going to get scared out of their trade, and they're just going to wait for you to give up and watch you literally run to sell your shares that aren't finding, buyers who want it at higher prices. Robert Turman, IMLF. This is one of those stocks that, if I go back to the chart, yeah, we go back to this summer, but I think also back to, was it also one of those Canadian? Yeah, I did some things back in the election. Yeah, there he goes. This November. Some things during the election, after all those states won, legalized marijuana. So nice move for that. But yeah, man, looks like been doing some things over the last couple of days here. Canadian-based company. Not one that I love too much, but got solid following. Look at that volume today. Average is only 300,000, but you brought in about 2.1 million today. If it can hold that kind of buying pressure, or at least come close to it, you might be able to get another day out of that. As you've seen here on the show, those stocks that get those multiple day runners, you've got to really be able to maintain the excitement in the stock. One stock that's been doing that very well but scared a lot of people today was DTII. Again, huge buying pressure in the stock, but you had a lot of resistance today. That's a scary looking chart. DIS. Yeah, shout out to the Disney company finally kind of coming back. I was so surprised. Again, you know, not the kind of stock that I typically would trade. But yes, the hurricane was pretty hard on many of these plays. I went in the, what do you call it, leisure space? I guess we would call it leisure space or vacation. I know the hospitality. I figured Disney would fall under hospitality, although it's got several different lines of businesses. This is one thing. I mean, if their calls are liquid, and I mentioned this yesterday, I would just go snatch up some $100 calls, December, January, and just sit on this. I mean, just sit on this for earnings. Figure out when their next earnings cycle is. Well, actually, no, let me take that back, because if I remember correctly, like, they're losing a ton of money on their ESPN side of their business. But you don't even have to wait that long. I'm just thinking in the next 30 days, you can find yourself back in the money on a $100 call. And that's $3 higher from here. IRBT. Anybody shorted any VIX? I'm telling you right now, shorting that VIX is easy money. Shorting that VIX is easy money on buying put options. You can short it, of course, if you got the cash, but buying the put option on the VIX, man, it's an easy strategy for some cash. You got some hesitation today. I'm looking at the futures right now as we speak. I see we're actually down right now, so I'll be watching that throughout the show. IRBT, iRobot. Don't know much about this company. You know, $3 billion market cap. Looks like they're actually doing some real things out here. So let me know what's going on with IRBT. Nice move today, though, up 4%. That's a nice move for that $4 stock. But Qtech, if you're talking options, I hope you're all over that Apple move. Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you got to be all over this Apple move. I mean, just pick up the 160s, 160 calls, November, December, and just sit on this thing, man. I'm thinking 2 weeks, you'll be sitting on something nice. What's going on, Joe Silva? Qtnt. I saw that made that nice 30% move on Qtnt. Let me see. What was the news on that? As you can see here, you know, gave traders a bit of an opportunity to play this. You know, those gap up runners are so scary because you just don't know whether or not those prices are going to hold coming out of pre-market, where, you know, many times you miss an opportunity. If you've ever watched the pre-market, sometimes you regret not buying it because you don't know what's high or what's low and how things are going to maintain once the market opens up and everybody else gets a say. But you had an opportunity here in Qtnt. Couple, you know, nice candlesticks here before eventually, you know, actually going higher, breaking out, but failing at the top, pulling back slightly. But it held relatively well. I mean, held relatively well for a stock that, you know, trades relatively low volume. It doesn't have much of a trading, you know, past to speak of. I mean, you really can't pull up the chart and see anything about it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out tomorrow on Qtnt. Appreciate it, Andrew. Just trying to get rich, man. Just trying to get rich. SNMN. I don't know much about this one. 0023 stock. OTC play. You know, find out if the paperwork is legit. You know, you're coming out of the triples real nicely here. Let me back out of the minute chart, get you in a daily. Yeah, you're coming out of the triples real nicely here from 0008. Good to see. You know, it's taken some time though. I mean, it's been almost a month and a half. But man, is it good to see a 000 stock come out of the triples and people actually be willing to hold and understand that's what you got to do if you know, get into a stock in the triples. I mentioned it so many times. It's so frustrating buying stocks like this because, you know, a guy gets $0003, $500, and he wants to sell at $0009, and it's like, man, we could get so much more if you hold on a little bit. All right, JEMI. Someone said symmetrical triangle breakout. JMEI. NYSE company. E-commerce and auction services. Not familiar with them. What exactly do they do? It looks like a Chinese. You know, I don't trust any of these Chinese plays. I don't trust any of these Chinese plays. But looks like it did really good today, up 4%. Recently completed an acquisition. Okay. Looks like we missed the move on the acquisition, though. The news came out August 30th on the completion of the acquisition of Jadian. Yeah, not a big fan of Chinese companies, but, you know, I know some guys who made quite a bit of money going long or short some of these Chinese plays that we've talked about several times here. If you go back to CYCC and a whole bunch of those other suspicious Chinese plays. Man, am I mad on SAEX? We pulled up SAEX yesterday, and I looked at the chart, and I was already pretty pissed off with the fact that it was running so hard and oil hasn't necessarily been doing so well. And the fact that the volume isn't, you know, really bringing in anybody. Yet SAEX, this light volume has really, you know, gotten the stock hot. You know, it's showing up on everybody's scanner now. I mean, the thing traded 270,000 shares. But if you go on StockTwits right now, you got people saying, you know, buy tomorrow. Buy tomorrow. And I don't know if those good days like SAEX did way back when it went from $3 to $100. I don't know if that can happen again. It's still a very low float stock. But I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow on it. For those of you guys who are in CHK, I know you were happy with that CHK to move today. Man, I used that opportunity to get the fuck out of this. I'm just so one and done with CHK. Hit 385 today, but not much on it. Just a lot of resistance on CHK. I just can't deal with that crap anymore. Can't deal with that crap anymore. SAEX. Saying, what do we look like on a weekly? Let's take a look at the weekly chart on SAEX. Looks very healthy. Looks very healthy on SAEX. Working its way out of a very oversold primary, you know. Wow. Primary trend here. Yeah, that's really been beat up. But solid move on the weekly. Solid move on the weekly. All right. So I guess this is one of those stocks. If you're willing to hold it that long, it looks like it pays for itself when you're willing to hold it. Getting back to the daily, you know, you might be able to get a pullback here, but as you see, the weekly doesn't look too bad. Yeah, GSAT unfortunately was one of those stocks that, if you guys remember Blueberry J, or Jay, we used to call him, he called up back early in the summer, and we talked about GSAT, and he kind of mentioned that this stock could possibly go to $6. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. And that's the thing. Unfortunately, a lot of people call up. And again, look, you get it wrong. It's okay. I get it wrong. I still got to show up here tomorrow. I mean, the next day. I mean, so I just hate it when sometimes people call up and they say something is going to do this or do that. And then when it doesn't happen, you just disappear. Like, we still appreciate your knowledge and what you bring to the table. If you're still watching, man, call up. But don't ever feel a certain kind of way if you call into my show and you tell everybody's going to make something and it doesn't happen, and then you just vanish. You know, and that's kind of what happened with GSAT. The company had some really great, what are those called? Like ownership and some really cool inventions. I forgot what the word for it is. And, you know, they were thinking about selling them or possibly having some kind of licensing deal, but it just fell through, and the stock hasn't been able to rebound. Nice move in the stock today, up 5%. Looks like the stock over the last week hasn't done so well, but you got some dip buyers coming in today, up 5%. Yeah. GNW. Let's take a look at GNW. Is anybody in here using U-Stock trade? I know there are no PDT rule broker. I'm curious as how's everything been going with them. Genworth Financial. Yeah, this was, again, this is kind of a situation where on Genworth Financial, with the hurricane and estimates being significantly below what people estimated, insurers would have to pay out for the storm. So nice move here on Genworth Financial. As you can see here, Monday, Tuesday, building up on solid news coming out of Florida. All right, and Mr. JRH, do you like it? I haven't heard any complaints. MNAP, MNP Pete Corp. Did they change their name? I think they changed their name, didn't they? Didn't they change their name? I have a feeling this company didn't always. All right, maybe I'm tripping. Okay, I think I'm tripping with a NASDAQ version of this company called Pete something, which is also an oil-based, also an oil play. Oil and gas. 600,000 shares traded. Looks like it's going in the right direction. Not bad. 404, you're on the air. What's up?
Yeah, what up, Sal, man? It's JH, man. What's going on?
Oh, doing good. How are you?
Yeah, man, I thought it'd be quicker to call in.
Okay.
When you start trade, man, what it is, you get the, hold on, let me turn my thing down here in Beck.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1 trade in, $1 trade to sell.
Yeah.
And they charge you $1 a month. It's like unlimited day trading if that's what you're into. So it's real cheap. And so I like it a little bit better than, what's that one?
Robinhood?
Yeah, Robinhood.
Okay.
But Robinhood graphs are a whole lot better.
Absolutely.
But you start trade, I mean, it's the basic of the basic.
Yeah.
And it's like a peer-to-peer. You're not dealing with a brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
It's selling from like, they got a bunch of, how can I put it? A bunch of shares that's we transform it back from like one trader to another.
Okay.
So they got a lot of, at any given point, it can go like not hard in the trade, but it's how do it go? Where they don't have enough trades to go.
Okay.
So trading is like slowed down. So, but it's real basic. Cause I tried to sell more than 10,000 shares one time, and they wouldn't let me. Okay. I think that's the limit.
Yeah.
So if you got 100,000 shares, they're only gonna let you do it in 10,000 increments. So I don't like that about it. But it's the basic of the basic. Once you build your account up, go somewhere else.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, but yeah, I like it though. It's cool, especially if you're working with a small account and if you're trying to get past the pattern day rule. So
yeah, I figure
cool,
like for the morning, those little morning runs where you just want to be in for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or whatever it is. I figure that'd probably be a nice little play to play every morning. But nice move, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call.
Oh yeah. All right, cool, man. Take it easy.
Yes, indeed. So shout out to Mr. JRH. I'm just curious how people, are doing on that. But yeah, all of those discount brokers are dirt, cheap and don't really have too many features to speak of. And as I say, if you're under 25, you really need to be with Interactive Brokers. If you're under 25, you got 3K, you need to be with Interactive Brokers. BW, this is a stock that I was in last week. Haven't followed it too much because I haven't seen anybody really bring it up. I see somebody in the chat room Old boy Peach bringing it up. Still relatively oversold. You know, still relatively oversold. Still looking nice, fighting its way above the 294 level. We got to where we needed to go, and you know, I pretty much let it go from there. But I've left that 294 line on there because I think that 294 is really where it needs to be in order to bounce off of that and continue to grow. And I'm getting that from day 2 when that stock had that falling window and tried to build up on 294, and it didn't happen. In fact, sold off of there. So I'm thinking 294 now is was once support, now resistance, as you can see on the chart. What's going on, Terry Cherry? DS, let's take a look. DS, let's take a look. Drive Shack. Drive Shack. At 277 volume, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling the volume on Drive Shack. Nice chart though. I mean, it's been doing really well. Small cap company. What business is this? Real estate investment trust. Ugh, not my kind of business. SFUN. Fang. FANG. Looks like you missed a move here, my man, on SFUN. Looking at the stock, it looks overextended. But play it tomorrow and see what happens. When we look at the 5-minute on, yeah, that's exactly why I say play this tomorrow and see what happens. Man, that's a beautiful 5-minute chart. Look at that. Man, that's a beautiful. Let me see up. Oh, yeah, hugging those moving averages perfectly. I would have clearly had stayed in this. 4 and 8 exponential moving average, just hugging that chart so beautifully. All right, doesn't crack the 8 exponential moving average until it got to what? What time was that? 12:35. Excuse me, 12:35. So you would have rolled this higher for about 30, 37, 38 cents until, you know, would have scared me out after it cracked lower, but it found its way back above the 8 exponential average and you know, found its way up another 2 pennies higher. So not bad. Nice play on SFUN. All right, chart looks way overextended, but as you can see here, buyers didn't care. Still had a lot of trade and a lot of volume. That's very liquid stock today. 4.2 million shares traded. Oh. Yeah, see what happens with that tomorrow, man. You know, we've seen a couple charts here like that continue to go. So see what happens with that in the morning. WLL. We had somebody bring this up yesterday on WLL. I had somebody bring this up yesterday on the chart. Nice move on WLL. You know, one of these days, you know, we'll see oil and gas or crude prices go back higher. Until then, you know, I think you just got to enjoy these little spotty green days here and there. But we looking at this chart, you know, these things aren't to be trusted for too long. But nice move today on WLL. Yeah. Looking at what else was hot today. Again, you know, my list, so many stocks. That's why I urged people to get into shorting, because there's so many stocks that are giving gains back. We brought up Tahoe yesterday a little bit. That one didn't crack like I thought it would, but it's going to. It's definitely going to. VSTM was another one I saw somebody bring up in the chat room yesterday. VSTM showing a little bit of hesitation of those higher prices today. When that opened up at 541, attempted to hit 544, couldn't make it, ended up settling at 525. So rough day on that. NLink, here's another one, a little bit more expensive. NLNK, a little bit more expensive stock, but you know, we've seen this chart pattern, you know, how many times now on this show. We've definitely seen a couple OTC stocks do this. And Nlink, I believe, is coming down. It's going to come down real hard. It's going to come down real hard. You still got a lot of day traders in this. You might get saved tomorrow. Who knows? We might see a dip buy opportunity in that. But if I remember correctly, it was a mid-stage trial, as I wrote here. Mid-stage trial winner. And it got just way overextended. And you're coming back to reality here on the NLK. All right. FUTL. Yeah, we talked about FUTL. FUTL, nice move on that. Ken called up and told us it looks like the game is up on FUTL. So, again, that's his opinion. We'll see what happens. Ugly looking candlestick. You got a lot of selling pressure up there. You got to a high of 0037 before settling at 0030. Which isn't too bad because we've seen a lot worse here on the show. In fact, you can look up what happened to Azfl today, its sister company. And, that was even worse. So we'll see what happens in FUTL. All right, what's up, Bose? INMG. Oh, no, not that one. INMG. Is that Innovative Media? Is this what you're talking about here? Up 16% here, Innovative Media. OTC stock, don't know much about this company. Keep us updated. Let us know what's going on here. It looks like you got a really nice daily chart setting up here. Let's go to the weekly. 313. Okay. 313.
Hi.
Okay.
This is going to sound strange, but
yeah. Hit you with the wrong fucking one. Damn, I wanted to get that get out of here nigga one with you. I wanted to hit her with that get out of here damn nigga, but it's all good. GEN, yeah, she got fooled me because it's that high part fooled me. GEN, Genesis Healthcare. I really used to love Genesis Healthcare. Those of you guys who remember, I made so much money on Genesis Healthcare. I think you couldn't go wrong. In fact, I ended up selling, away from my high. I mean, I actually let myself lose like $350 before I sold of gains before I sold because I just couldn't believe it was selling off because I had been in the stock for so long because it kept winning. So to see Genesis Healthcare where it is now, I don't understand. I don't understand why, we've got an aging population. Most of their healthcare centers, they have some extensive healthcare centers in Florida. Also operations up in Pennsylvania. I don't know. It is what it is. The market's just not in love with that stock right now. 702, you're on the air. What's up?
Hello. Hi. This is going to sound strange, but we met a while ago at a bar, and I still have your number. My name is Kate.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
All right, so everybody, if you're going to call up the show, just come in the chat room. Come in the chat room. Let me know the area code you're going to be calling from. All right. KNDI. Let's take a look at it. KNDI. Candy Technologies Group. Don't know much about it. All right. Hitting the 1 million volume today. As you can see, he hasn't done numbers like that in a very long time. You got to go back to December, January to see this stock put up numbers like it does. All right. Other than that, man, that's an ugly looking chart. I don't like charts like this, dude. Illiquid charts like this, these are scary these are scary trades, man. These are real scary trades. But nice move in the stock though, up 10%. What does it look like? That's a solid candlestick. What does that 5 minute look like? All right, nice move on the 5 minute. But as you can see here, you lost a lot of liquidity during the day. You know what I mean? It seemed all the volume, as you can see, came in the morning. And I'm seeing some gaps in here and all that. So buyers late in the day didn't really get fair prices for this. So you can get scared out of this tomorrow if you find, you know, it continues to have a solid day of volume, but it doesn't maintain throughout the day. Not cool. Not cool. I hate seeing charts like this. Yeah, yeah. Sounded like one of those women on Backpage. Let me see here. I was probably even giving them too much. It sounded like one of them women in front of the gas station. Hey, baby, you looking for a good time? If you live near the hood, you know what I'm talking about. If you live anywhere near the hood, you know what I'm talking about. What's up with you, baby? Oh, man. Oh, man. Cdxc. 450. Up 12%. Up 12%. Nice move on that. Man, what's up with these bio plays just running out of nowhere? No news, no nothing. Just, oh yeah, we're gonna do 12% today. I mean, but last news to come out about the stock was like a month ago. Shit. All right. And nothing. You know, I remember when I first started the show, we had a lot of news that would like break after hours. All of a sudden now, I think companies have figured out, like, you know what, it's not even worth putting after hours, so let's just drop all the good stuff in the morning. Have you guys noticed that? It's just like these companies don't drop after hours news anymore. Unless it's like earnings or something. Other than that, you know, my news streamer, you know, by 6 o'clock, well, I would say by 3:30, shit, by 3:30, I don't get anything. I see a couple companies put out some things tonight. Let me see here. Let me see. $10. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything. No real news right now of any interest anyway. Looks like PACD got their trading suspended, PACD. But other than that, I'm not seeing anything of any importance. UYMA. This is one that I thought could do something, but, you know, since July, it's just never really been able to kind of jump like it did at one time. YUMA, only $1.40 a share, but the volume is just dried up, man. The volume is completely dried up. Yeah, nothing else of interest. RPRX. Okay. Finally, this looks like a stock we might be able to have a second day in it. Yeah, finally a chart that looks pretty good here. Not oversold. Not overbought. Just, you know, sitting nice here. Let's take a look at the weekly. See where we are on the weekly chart. All right. Yeah, I like that. All right. So on the weekly, we're oversold here at the 33 on the RSI. Got solid support here on the weekly chart. Now this looks like a swing. Love it. Appreciate it. Who brought this up? RPRX. Decent volume with today's move. Decent volume. Hopefully we see that come back. Relative 9696. All right. I like that. Let me give you a round of applause, sir. That's a nice trade. That's a nice trade. Yeah, not on the weekly. We're not too high. We're not too low. I like that. Nice move. We'll see what happens. Copy and paste into the notepad. We'll definitely be following that. I use Equity Feed. SUMR. Don't know much about this one. Okay, hold on. Don't know much about this one. SUMR, Summer Infant Toys and Juvenile Products. Very illiquid stock. Only 35,000 shares being traded here. What news feed do you use other than Equity Feed? I mean, then I'm on Benzinga, Market Watch, but I don't have any other app. And, of course, I'm watching CNBC all day. I'm watching CNBC all day on my Sling. I use Sling, the one where you pay like $20 a month to get channels and shit. They have CNBC on there, so I pay the $20 or 20. I think it's like $25, and I get CNBC, and I watch that in the morning. And most of the stocks they talk about is bullshit, but it's just, you know, it's just kind of good to hear what's going on in the world. GNW. Yeah, most of the plays you see on that one are crap. Oh, we pulled this one up already. GNW, nice move on that one. Aktx got creamed. Well, not too bad. Looks like you put up 3%. You put up 3% in Aktx, unless we're somewhere else after hours. Mr. Lloyd, what's up, man?
Hey, baby, looking for a good time?
Mr. Lloyd.
Man. Oh, man. You know what? Did that Apple move really...
You there?
Yeah, no, you cut out, man.
Okay.
So was it what you expected? I didn't get a chance to hear that part when I...
Well, no, I was basically saying that the sell-off was an opportunity to buy more for me, and bought another 4 contracts. So I'm at 5 contracts. December. Let me see here. December 15th, 2017.
Okay, you're way out.
Yeah, it's way out. I don't like playing these little. You know, I know you like to play the high volatile. 1 week, week and a half left, and shit like that. I mean, it's got a lot of upside if you can get it on the right side of the trade.
Right.
But I'm looking to limit my risk and hopefully build on some large gains on that. So we'll see.
Right. So I have a question for you. So I ended up playing Priceline this morning on that one move, and I don't know, man. I'm scared to hold on for so long. Because I feel like I'm going to lose everything.
PCLN. Yeah, I saw you made like $400 on that trade, though, man. Did you make like $600 or something like that?
Yeah, it was first, it got up to 512, and then I was like, I was looking at it. It's like, when I realized I needed to take my money, it got down to 467 because the bid and the ask was so far apart, I ended up walking away with 430 something.
Was it a put or a call?
A put.
Okay.
So I caught the put this morning, and sure enough, I felt like I should have stayed in the trade. If I would have stayed in the trade, first of all, I bought the contract at $9. I sold at $14, and then it went back up a little bit, and then it retraced back down. And if I would have followed my mind, I stayed in the trade, but I got punked out. The contract ended up going up like $20 an hour, $20.
Damn. Yeah.
So. That was another $500 that was missed.
Well, but here's the thing, Mr. Lloyd. I don't think overnight is your thing. Just because you trade in the morning and you want to be able to watch what you're doing. I think for you, man, you've been on a roll. I think. How come you're not? Why are you not taking your gains and increasing your size? Why aren't you like reinvesting in your trades?
Why am I not increasing the size?
Yeah. Why aren't you? Yeah. Why aren't you? Really, getting that compounding kind of gain that you should be getting as you trade.
Well, here's the thing, man. I realize that I can do more with less.
Okay.
And instead of putting my whole entire account into something and only getting a little bit back. I mean, that's essentially what I was doing with the with trading stocks. Is that you're putting in $5,000 to $6,000 in, and you're only getting $200 back. I mean, I'm just like, man, this ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So playing those options really helped me. But however, options are very dangerous because if you're not accurate or correct by the end of the week, you're screwed. And I've been screwed so many times. It wasn't easy getting to this point. So yeah. I remember when I used to look at counter shit, when he had 5,000 to 6,000, I was like, I can't wait to get there.
Yeah, that guy he's blowing 16 grand a day, man. I'm more on this crap, but I know he's betting the ranch though. I mean, he's putting up 30-35K a trade, so that's kind of
right. And I didn't realize that until later. But I think you're right. And I was talking to the guys today, man. I think if you're making money or if you made money in the past, you need to stay with that method. I'm going back to my roots and sticking to what I know because I think there's a lot of noise about new indicators, new this and new that, and it calls me to move away from what I know that makes me money. I mean, there was one guy that was showing me how he gets the whole move or something, and give me 1 second. He showed me how to get the whole move or something, and I couldn't. Excuse me. I couldn't do it because I'll lose like 2,000 or 3,000. Waiting on this big move, and the price is just fluctuating. So I'm better off scalping than buying and holding, because I'm telling you, some big ass news to come out, they'll say, "Hey, Mr. Lloyd's in this. Let's go in and pop down $20, $30 and never come back up."
Yeah.
So anyways, man. So like I said, my secret is I'm going back to what I knew made me money, 5 or 6 months ago. And I was talking to a guy today. Go back to the time you knew how to make money. Whatever method you're doing now, it ain't working. And I just pitch my ways to the person who's making $5,000 or $6,000, $10,000, and I can't do it. I mean, because you have to be in that person's head to know why they're getting in there and why they're getting out.
Well, I mean, you eventually want to get to that level, right? I mean, there's the idea that you eventually do want to get to a level where you're making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a time. I mean, isn't there like, do you have that idea in your head that you want to get to that level though?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a certain discipline that I need to gain, and that's the greed factor. The greed factor is what's killing me because once I was making $4,000 or $5,000 or $2,000 a trade, I looked at the $200 and $300 like it was 50 cents. So I need to make sure I stay disciplined and appreciate whatever I get. Like I said today, I almost didn't take the I looked at the 500. I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't take it. But then again, I kept slapping myself in the face. I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take this because I'm gonna be pissed if I lose every damn thing.
Also, Mr. Lloyd, like, are you how are you keeping track of your progress? Like, are you posting on? Or like, have you thought about posting on Profitly, or do you have are you just saving your maybe a notebook? Like, what are you doing to measure like your growth and stuff?
Well, basically, I started posting it into that Lloyd's 10K room. I could have put it on Profitly, but here's the thing too, man. I feel like, and maybe it's just my paranoia, but I feel like that some of the trades that I do may impact. There's some high power money in here, and they could be listening. That could impact my trade based on what I do, and so I try not to give up my plays because. When you're playing a penny play, which could be like 2 cents, one of your boys, Tim Sykes, or what's the other guy's name that you hate so much? What's the guy's name?
Oh, gosh, what's his? Yeah, I forgot this.
Clay
Trader.
Right. They can roll up in there and wipe me out, because it's a penny play. They can afford it. So that's why I play Priceline, because it takes a whole lot of capital to fuck with that stock.
Yeah.
And so... if I start getting into the penny plays, I don't give up my plays because it's manipulated, and so I don't I don't want anybody basically messing with my woman. I want to keep it to myself.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you, man.
So, anyways, yeah, man. So I was doing it properly. I was on it but like I said, I need to get myself together before because I'm not making a whole lot of gains. I just want to get consistent making $1,200 a week.
Yeah.
At least 12. But right now I'm up to about 6, but I want to do better. So I'll post. I got a what do you call it? A room inside the Discord room. It's called Lloyd's 10K, and I will post my losses in there too. So I mean, I'm not ashamed if I'm $500 down, $1,000 down. I'll post either a win or a loss. So either way, man. So I don't got nothing to hide.
There it is, man. Appreciate it so much,
cool, man.
Mr. Lloyd.
Thank you, man. Have a good day.
Yes. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd. You know, Mr. Lloyd was talking low like he didn't want his woman to hear him trading or something. Like he trades stocks. But it looks like he was probably in a store or something. I don't know. But shout out to Mr. Lloyd. You know, he's been developing as a trader, and we've been right there every step with him. Shout out to all the people in the Discord room. That link is in the description. And, you know, he's been putting his journey there. He's got his own room in there. I'll be back on Profitly. For those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, I got I should have never left Interactive Brokers, but I'm back with Interactive Brokers. Everything's going to be loaded here by Monday. You know, I didn't think it took so much time to transfer money and shit like that, but I should have never did the ACH, but sometimes I just don't feel like doing all that crap. But I'll be up and ready to go on Monday. God willing, I'm going to be posting back my trades on Profitly. Follow me there, Mr. Pennies, spelled Mr. out, Mr. Pennies. That's plural. All right. Let's get back to the tickers. CAPR, Capricorn Therapeutics. Shit, man, I'm not seeing anything here, man. You got a lot of support here, and it hasn't been really doing anything. Very light volume. What's up with this light volume stocks you guys are bringing up, man? Put your volume meter 500K. All right, let's keep the volume above 500K. I don't mind being a little bit late to the party. These 50K, 60K, I don't have time for that, man. You know, have you ever been in a stock that only trades like 300K a day? Do you know how slow that is? Because I don't think some of you guys realize, those of you guys who really trade, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I've seen so many of these videos with, you know, guys who try to make day trading look so fun and exciting. It's not. You sit in front of your computer and it takes, you know, quite a bit of time and concentration, and it's not really fun. Now, you got some other things going on. You know, you probably got the TV or some other thing you might be working on, but, you know, when you're in a stock that trades 300K, 50K, 60K, good God, it's like, it's worse than watching paint dry. It's worse than that because the level 2 is not doing shit. You got people sitting below the ask, just hoping somebody's dumb enough to lower their bids. Or, excuse me, raise their bids. You got people sitting, you know, on the bid. Hopefully somebody lowers their ask. So you got, it's a mess. I think you guys know who I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because that, I will never do anything like that again. Good God. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. Every time I've ever been in an illiquid stock, I'm talking less than 500K, 400K, I've always had to sell for a loss. Almost always. Just because I've got to find somebody to sell my shares to. I've always almost have to come down on my ass. WRFX. WRFX. Worldflix, the movie studio. The movie studio. Don't know much about it. Very similar to SEGI. Very similar to SEGI. Oh, wow. This is really liquid. Look at that. This is also a movie studio company. They've been trying to do some things for a while, but it's just never worked out for them. PSID. Man, I haven't heard of PSID in a long time. Wow. Positive ID Corporation. PSID. Looks like you had a really nice move today, up 178%. Let me see here. What did that translate into in liquidity? Oh, wow. That's a nice move today, PSID, on that 5-minute. So it looks like somebody sent out an email or two on PSID. Nice move, up 178%. But midday pump there. As you can see here, I do see some people taking positions in the morning. They knew what was coming here. As you can see, it's a midday pump in the stock. But clearly, you had some people in on it, as people took their positions and then sent out the email. And sure enough, they made a killing, not too far from the top. But you still had buyers to hold up the prices. But that's going to be coming down. It's going to be real ugly for the people who are going to be left holding that bag. Yeah, nice move on that, but I'd hate to be holding that bag. I'll tell you that much. OPGN, excuse me, OPGN. 2.5 million shares traded, NASDAQ play. Man, biotech. This is kind of one of the forgotten ones, right? It looks like one of the forgotten ones. Here's the daily chart. Definitely a forgotten play, but could have been a great move if you got in at that 25 cents, or even when it was oversold back in mid-August, August 16th, and you were willing to be a little bit bold. Boy, you're up really nicely from there, but looks like it's settled very nicely here at 32 cents, slowly working its way higher. What would help this stock right now is some great news. Looks like they put out something back on September 8th, but nothing since. Nothing since. Said day trading can be boring as fuck. I mean, yeah, it's I won't never say it's boring as fuck, but it is. It's lonely sometimes. Like, one of the reasons why I started the show is it can be kind of lonely. Like, if you're a day trader, it's very isolating. I've had to do things where I've got to, I got to get out the house. I got to socialize with people because, being a trader can kind of isolate you because you're not out talking with other people your age. You're not really, so it can do some things to you. So, but I've kind of got myself involved here in groups and little meetups and shit like that to kind of get myself out the house. Otherwise, I'd just be a hermit. Let me see here. What else was hot today? BSTG. What is that? What you want to talk about? BSTG up 3%. 566,000. BSTG. Nice move on that. I'm 44 on the RSI. You got a lot of support here. Decent volume. Decent volume. Man, not bad. Not bad here on BSTG. Not too much downside risk, although I would have loved to be back here at 27 cents. But you've held it very nicely over the course of a month and a half at 30. But being that it's so cheap, I mean, even 30 to 33, what is that, like 9, what is that, like, let me see here. I want to guess. Make me feel dumb. But what is that, 30 to 33? What's the difference there? 10%. Yeah, that's a 10% downside risk. But you got a lot of potential here. I mean, you got a lot of potential here if you get, you know, a good move. You know, but gosh, I would have loved to get that 28 cent. Atos. Again, now check that one on the weekly too, because it probably looks really nice on the weekly. Atos. 83 cents was your high today. We saw this move yesterday. I couldn't be everywhere. You know, looks like it had a really good 5-minute. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like you had a really good morning in Atos as well. But I mean, look, your money can't be everywhere. At the end of the day, I know some guys here who can trade 3 stocks at a time in the morning. I know I can't. I have yet to perfect that skill of being able to trade 2 or 3 stocks in the AM like that. But nice move here on Atos, ATOS. Up 30% on today's move. On what news, though? Phase 1. I'm going to put this on my short list tomorrow based on, let me look at that daily chart. Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful daily chart. I love seeing stocks like this that, you know, and that ADX is probably really beautiful on this right now, too. For my shorters, you already know that counter RSI and that ADX. Oh, my God. You know, you already know what can happen with that if you got some shares available. For my option players, again, DVAX, man, what a move in DVAX over the summer. This was a penny stock that we used to talk about here on the show. One that we watched for quite a long time, man, quite a long time. We would, you know, see it do things here and there. But to see the stock now at $20 a share, you just think to yourself, what are you doing wrong here? I mean, this is just crazy. We saw options on the stock, DVAX. Literally, the $20 calls at one time were going for 3 cents a share, 3 cents a contract, excuse me. Now they're trading for a couple dollars. So could have made yourself a millionaire on some of these DVAX options if you had got them back when we were looking at the ticker. Obviously, no one can see the future like that, but boy, what a move in DVAX. Looks like this company ended up turning out to be the real deal. Now at $20.20 a share. So you love the investor personality, one of the most focused, patient, calculated people. Oh, by far, by far, by far. I would say traders are by far the most intelligent. You know, I haven't met any asshole traders. Like, I haven't met any asshole traders. All the guys that we've had here on the show to speak with us, you know, they just, you know, you just can't, you really can't be that kind of person and be good at this. You know, you've got to be someone who's willing to see both sides of every argument, someone who loves knowledge, genuinely has, you know, that kind of temperament to be able to say when you're wrong and when, you know, back your shit up when you're right. So I think, you know, I think it attracts a certain type of person. You know, that's why you really don't see too many assholes in this business, because it's just not for them. You don't see too many people with big egos here too as well, because this business will hurt you if you have if you take it personally. You know, you'll kill yourself. 902. Let me trust the call one more time.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Cut your hair.
Just when I wanted to trust this thing one more time. Oh, God. I said, okay, man, it's been some time. Let me trust this one call. Shit. Best Buy. Yeah, Best Buy doing well. You know, Sometimes I got to take my own advice. I mean, look at that, man. What a beautiful, beautiful trade. Go back to episode 208 when I called Best Buy at $54.17. Solid move there. Haven't moved that line one bit. 57 cents, $57, excuse me, was my exit. And you hit just that today at 57.09 was your high. That would have been your exit. I think from there you have you're going to have a red day tomorrow. In my opinion anyway, you're going to have a pullback on that tomorrow, as I think other people are going to start taking profits as well, who have been in it since the $54, $53 level when Harvey hit. And then you had that situation that they had, selling water for $44 or whatever that was. Solid move there on Best Buy. All right. But I would take profits here. I think if you still like it, you can take profits, and I think you'll be able to come back in at 50, maybe the low 55s, mid 55s. Otherwise, you can hold on and ride it back to 55, and you might go higher. You might go higher, but you got some resistance at these levels. So just be careful. But I loved that 57. I thought you could really get back there, and sure enough, you did. Is anybody watching Equifax? Look, I like that move today in Equifax, man. We shitted on the company a lot the other day, but it's looking very much like, we just took a look at Best Buy. And you might get here as soon as tomorrow, but 117.46. Again, I don't know how liquid the options are now. They're probably pretty liquid on it. I think you're definitely going to get that 117.46, which was that gap down days low. You may get that as soon as tomorrow, but it looks like we might have a red day for the SPY and the Qs. So who knows on that, but you're still greatly oversold on Equifax. But keep that in mind for the option people. JCPenney, I don't like retail. I don't like retail at all. I think JCPenney's enjoying itself right now, but at the end of the day, they're not doing very well. They really aren't doing very well. They're going to eventually, hit that floor. In fact, you're probably already there now. Where are you at? Okay, so you broke just above it today. So you got 441. 441 next level. Yeah, if you hit 441, man, that'd be interesting. You know what? Tomorrow's candlestick in JCPenney is going to be really telling. If you stay above this 420 level, that's going to be really interesting. It's going to be real interesting if you stay above 420. But I at the end of the day, I don't like retail because JCPenney is going to get killed this winter. I mean, this Christmas year, they're going to get killed. They're not going to put up solid earnings numbers. Again, I know most of you aren't going to hold it that long, but this is a stock that if you're going to play it straight, equities on the short term. If you want to go a little longer, play the option, and I would play the $4 put here. And I think you're going to be in some solid money next go around for earnings. You're going to get a big drop down on earnings the next go around in JCPenney. I mean, just look at what happened here. I mean, you saw what happened here. Just go back. It's been a solid earnings loser. So if I'm looking at a solid earnings loser that's up, right, already has a very bearish trend, and now you're up. I'm buying puts. At these higher prices, right? So I'm not necessarily buying the $3 put. I'd buy these higher cost puts, or these low out of the money puts, and suspect, based on the stock's history, that you're going to be met with a nice gain when that happens. You said 4 calls paid bigly. Yeah, I would get those. The 4 You said the 4 calls paid bigly. Okay, I would get the 3 puts right now. Proposed ban on gasoline, diesel cars in China. Matter of fact, let me just take a look at JCPenney real quick. What are those $4? All right, so let's go January 2018. In the money is 4, out of the money. $4 puts right now going for 54 cents a contract. They're going for 54 cents a contract. You got 57,000 open contracts for JCPenney $4 puts. 57,000 open contracts. Yeah, the money, they know where it's at. They know exactly where this is going, man. You play definitely into next earnings on JCPenney. Love those $4 puts on those right now. 57,000 open contracts. That's insane. And it's going for 54 cents a contract. BIOA. Go back to the pennies. BIOA. Well, I mean, I like BIOA, but how long are we going to wait on this, though? I know we've made so many of these calls, you know, coming from you know, oversold levels that have went in our favor. But BIOA has been the one that just hasn't done anything. They had a good day today with 14% move. I like that. Finally. Finally. You know, it's long overdue at these levels. Long overdue. You know, but you just had so, you know, great of selling pressure is you haven't been able to get it done. So is this the beginning of a nice move here? Who knows? Not even going to bother. Let me just look at the weekly, although I bet it looks horrible. All right, so this is the candlestick represents this week. And as you can see here, it's really ugly on the weekly. And on the technicals, it looks really good. I mean, you would actually, this is what you would want to play right now, a BIOA. And maybe, you know, if you're patient enough, this time next week, this time by the end of the week, you know, that you're going to be sitting on. Let me see here. Where would I get out here? All right, so it looks like you've never been at these levels before. Woo, woo. All right, so I wouldn't be greedy. Let's go back to the daily chart. If I'm going in tomorrow at 41 cent, I would not be greedy. 56 cents would be, well, let's move that up a little bit. I think we can get just above the gap. 61 cents. So about 20 cents from here. I think you could get 20 cents from here to the upside. Not being greedy, right? I'm just not being greedy. I think, you know, can you get back up to 1? Sure, maybe. But I don't want to be greedy. I want to make profit and take my money and run. I think you can get 60 cents. I think you can get 60 cents. But, again, that's, you know, you got to have these buyers stay in control. It's so important to stay in control. Got to stay in control. Azfl. Azfl, I don't like it. Well, I mean, what do you see here on Azfl? That's an ugly looking chart. Unusual volume, though, with today's move. I'll give you that. Very unusual volume on today's move. What brought it up here? Looks like third quarter results were positive for the stock. Don't like the volume, but you know, it's going in the right direction, though. I'll give you that, though. It is going in the right direction. The weekly doesn't look too bad. Weekly doesn't look too bad. I just would love to see more people join you in this one. RF Industries. Yeah, it does have a nice setup. I agree with you on that one. It does have a nice setup. Does have a nice setup. All right, make sure you know, it proves itself, though, because as you can see, man, there's a lot of indecision here when I'm looking at this chart. You know, even though it has set up really nicely, it's short-term, a lot of indecision here going back as far as July. I mean, look at this. You know, you've been in the funnel here, and it just hasn't really done anything. So today was really your first move, as you can see here. Look at the candlestick there. That because of the news, you brought in buyers, but you have to look back. Since July, you haven't done anything. So you've had now close to 60 days where the stock, you know, hadn't done shit. You know, and that's opportunity cost you're losing, because you could be making that money everywhere, you know, somewhere else. You could be making that money somewhere else. And that's why for a lot of penny traders, I ask you guys desperately to include options, you know, in your repertoire, because, you know, you're not going to have a trade every day, but you still want to have your money, you know, working for you otherwise. You know, so particularly something that's got a lot of time on it, and something that can be growing a small bag for you in the meantime, whether it be the VIX, you know, you can, that's why I love VIX trades right now. You know, and granted, I got some VIX calls that that's why, you know, earlier in the year I was just praying to God that this market would collapse. I mean, I got some dirt cheap VIX calls, man. Dirt cheap. So we'll see. If this market falls on its ass, you'll see Tim Sykes. Hey guys, I'm here sitting with my new millionaire trader. What was your strategy? I just bought a bunch of VIX calls. That's it. I didn't do shit else. CBMX, Cambic Matrix Corp, 770, up 10 cents a share. Very liquid stock as well, man. Very liquid stock as well. FDX, FedEx. Man, I remember I used to buy stocks like FedEx at one point. You know, when you think you know about stocks and you buy one share and you're like, oh God, I'm gonna get rich. Oh God, the way trading is taught in America, like investing period, is just, if people only knew, it's just a sucker's game. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how trading and investing period is taught to people who don't have money. The way it's taught to people who don't have money is so backwards. So backwards. I think I wasted maybe like 10 years of my life thinking that you can get rich buying stocks like Walmart and McDonald's and FedEx and shit like that. Nice move on it. I mean, as you can see here, it's been doing nice trend to the stock. Nice trend to the stock. One day they might get rid of the U.S. Postal Service. One day. Especially if we keep printing cash like this. Somebody's going to have to deliver the mail. You know. Because we're paying all these employees with IOUs, basically. Said my white voice cracks me up. Cracks. Oh, yeah. TAT. Transatlantic Petroleum. Damn, it's been an hour and a half already. TAT. 84,000 shares. Yeah, no, not there yet. Not there yet. The oil and gas play seems like all you low volume lovers, because you guys give me all these low volume plays. You're looking for these low volume runners here. SAEX. There. I mean, there's your play right there. Have at it. Yeah, there's your low volume runner. That's the one you love. Eat your heart out. Other than that, let me go to investing.com and see where we are for tomorrow. terms of price of gold, futures, all that. Let's take a look at investing.com. All right, so it looks like futures are down right now on NASDAQ as well as the S&P. All right, what's gold? Gold is up $3. Silver is up a nickel. I'm trying to figure out where's the fear coming from? Why is the futures up here? Yeah, it looks like the market is very bearish right now, but why? Not showing why though. Not showing why. CYCC, that's the Chinese stock we talked about here earlier. CYCC. Cyclotel Pharmaceuticals. Nice move on that one. Out of New Jersey, looks like. But if I remember correctly, their CEO was like Wang Drang Chung Ching or something like that. You don't have to do your own research on that. FMSA. Fairmont Central Holdings. Oil-related services. Now that's a nice looking chart. Got solid volume too. I like that. You know, that's a nice looking chart. Love seeing these turnarounds that, you know, got solid volume in it. I can get in and out if it doesn't go my way. Although of course, you know, looks like you missed a really good opportunity to be there in the twos on FMSA. You know, still love the way the trend is setting up. You got these beautiful higher highs over here. That pullback was really your in right there. That 38, what was that, 303? Boy, that was your in right there. With today's move in the morning. Let me look at the 5 minute in the morning. Oh boy, look at that gap up, and it, oh no, just that's a beautiful opportunity. That would have been a nice trade here. Oh, well, that would have been a nice trade there. Opened up at 311. What was your high? 343. You know, love these cheap stocks that run. There were so many. There were like 4 or 5 of them today, maybe 6. So there was just so many more opportunities that were in fact cheaper than FMSA. So, you know, eyes were elsewhere because there was just so many other cheaper plays out there that ran, including Atos and a couple of the other ones. Trxc. And most of these stocks that run, I end up trying to find out if they have shares to short, and I short them down, especially if you miss them going long. You know, you miss them going long, like the ticker we just took a look at. You know, if that starts to show any kind of resistance, you know, or goes under a very, you know, important moving average, you know, being that the stock already had a very bearish trend. And let's take a look at FMSA one more time. All right, let's look at the daily chart. So very bearish trend. All right, buyers are in control, at least for the last, almost the last, you know, what was that, last two weeks now? So, I mean, any real strong resistance here at what levels? Oh, wow, you actually broke out here. Nice. Where's your next level here? 347. Probably can come back. Actually bring this down a little bit because you could probably do. Oh man, you're right on top of that. Okay. You're right on top of the 340. 340 was a previous support. You ran previous support. It bounced off of it and then failed it, but came back to sit and try it again. That 340 is really interesting, and you're back at 340. So it looks like that 340 has been very important for FMSA. And you hit it today, but couldn't have buyers commit to 340. It's going to be interesting. I would watch this tomorrow. I would really watch this tomorrow. I would watch this tomorrow. Nice trade. Appreciate it for you bringing it up. Said gold is coming back. We'll see. We'll see. I think I've heard gold is coming back for a long time, man. I mean, you could have said gold is coming back since January, honestly. So, I don't know. You know, gold is coming back last year. I heard that last year. Gold is coming back. Gold is coming back. You know, at this point, man, you know, if we start seeing any kind of, you know, fear in the market, you know, again, just buy VIX calls. I just feel like gold right now is just, I don't know what that thing is doing. Or buy the junior miners, the ones that have managed to survive, because most of them are barely breathing. I mean, most of them are just literally, you know, months from flatlining. They're so beat up. All right, Cdxc. Cdxc. Let's take a look at it. That is clearly setting up like a short tomorrow. Cdxc is looking like a short tomorrow, bro. This is looking like a short tomorrow. Looking like what MGTI looked like a couple days ago. Cdxc. Does Interactive Brokers have any shares? Yes, 200,000 shares to short Cdxc. This looks like a short. Let's look at what were you having trouble with? Okay. All right, so 442, 375. 442 back in August 2016. You came back to try 375, and you tried it a couple times. 375. Support, resistance, resistance, and resistance. You busted through it, and then you failed the 442. Let's go on a weekly and see how that played out on a weekly chart. It may make it easier for you guys to see. Okay. All right. Yeah, I would see how this holds tomorrow, man. I would see how this holds tomorrow. You got the volume you needed today with 1 million shares. Can you keep it up? The stock's hot. The stock's hot, but it needs to stay above that 442 tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with it. You had a really great volatility today. Low 398, high of 464. So, man, solid volatility today in that stock. I'm loving that though. I'm loving that move because you gotta. It's anybody's game tomorrow on this stock. Look at this. Look at this move today. It's really anybody's game in this stock tomorrow because you set the high, right? You could break out here if you're not careful. Oh, this is a nice chart, man. It's not the cheapest stock in the world, but if you don't know what you're doing, you can get squeezed, or this is going to be a really good short back to support. And again, I'm saying 375. Not saying it's going to go that far, you know, far down, because you very well could come back and bounce off 4. But if you fail, man, if you fail 442 tomorrow on this in the AM, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to what you guys are talking about in the chat room. So for those of you guys who are paper trading, I think Cdxc is a beautiful opportunity for you tomorrow to really learn a lot. This is a stock that was relatively, you know, light volume. All of a sudden, you got a lot of day traders in it now. You had some news that's, you know, not necessarily new anymore. So what are they going to do? You know, are we going to try to squeeze some shorts who I have no doubt have probably already taken positions? Or is the stock running out of support from buyers, and do we see profit taking and bag holders? It's going to be very interesting. You said, am I good with $50 stocks? Yeah, I don't mind $50. I don't mind more, more expensive stocks. I just don't like the fact I don't want to make 2 cents on my money. That's the only thing. I don't mind more expensive stocks. I hate the lack of volatility. But when we see these more expensive stocks put up, $3, $4, or what we just showed you, a stock that went from 6 to 20, that's beautiful. But I just can't stand, a $50 stock that is up 7 cents. It's just not gonna get it done. Because I can't, can't deal with that. AVA for the long-term play. AV, Aero Environment, Aerospace and Defense. Ooh, that's a beautiful chart, my friend. Woo! Look at that. $22 stock just before the election. I can't call it a Trump stock because you didn't really make that move like you see in McDonald's or a couple of these other Trump stocks. But nice move, AVAV. All right, looks like you had a gap up based on earnings. It's a drone maker. They make drones. Okay. Looks like they got a contract with the United States Army. Okay, all right. Yeah, never heard of the company. AVAV. All right. Love to see a little bit more volume in it, but I mean, the PE ratio is a bit high. Again, this is a real company, so we got to start looking at these real numbers, right? And when we're talking about real companies, you got to unfortunately look at these real numbers. Let me look at something here. What's you got at debt to equity? Okay. Oh, this company's pretty light too. All right, so their PE ratios. I'm gonna wonder why their PE ratio is so high. God damn. Total revenue of $264 million, and they're trading at a valuation right now 1.6 billion. So I mean, I don't know what the PE ratios of defense stocks. What are the typical PEs of that? Obviously, they're enjoying a fantastic run here, but with that kind of market cap, that PE ratio is it's kind of hot. That tells me that thing needs to cool down a little bit. But at the same time, man, it's killing the game right now. I mean, the stock's up, almost $15 over the last month and a half. Oh, I don't even want to talk about dries, man. I don't even want to talk about dries. But let's take a look at dries. You see how beat up it is? I mean, this is how it looks like when you bring it up on TradingView. It's so beat up, it just looks like this. DRYS. We put that 201 level on there a couple days ago, and it's actually bounced off of it. Look at that. It's actually bounced off of that 201. And ladies and gentlemen, you've gained 44 cents a share since we put that line up there on DRYS. Now, I'm not saying go run and play this. Hell no. I mean, I wouldn't touch dries with one of those Ebola suits on. All right. FWDG. Future World. Yeah, I wasn't going to touch anything like that, too. I've been kind of late on some of these OTCs just because there have been so many better trades on the large cap option side as well as NASDAQ. I just haven't fucked with OTCs like I typically used to. Just because there's just so much easier money to be made on the NASDAQ and on the larger cap stocks. You just can't deny this market, man. Are the returns as great? Possibly not, but it's definitely easier to sleep at night with, you know, 5K on Apple options than 5K on AZFL. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but sometimes it's just like that. Yeah, we took a look at KNDI. Let me, maybe I didn't, because I don't remember the chart per se. KNDI. Yeah, we took the look at that. It was a nice move. Let's see that volume stay in there, though. We didn't believe the stock just yet. It was good one day. It's a good one day. All right. So another fantastic day, ladies and gentlemen. I can go 5-7 hours doing this. I mean, it's what I do all day, every day. I love it. I'm addicted. So many stocks that I can play tomorrow, especially on the short side. Looks like my Apple options. That's why I love the buying, you know, options with a lot of time on it, because it looks like my Apple options. You know, I don't know if they're going to pay back tomorrow, especially if we open down on the Qs tomorrow. But again, they're late December. I'm just looking to hold them for maybe a week, 2 weeks or so. All right. Before we get out of here, let me look at, I think we brought up, damn, Zoma. I don't think I brought this up. Zoma, nice move in that one, up $1.38, up 7%. Okay, this is why I love, you know, when you get these higher price stock that do moves like this, that's when I can see myself in trades like this, you know. Of course, I'm not going to be able to buy the 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, you know, but you can still make decent money because of the volatility and because they're very liquid. This one, yeah, you'd like to see a little bit more, only 300,000 shares. God, okay, that's what, now that I see that, I'm not as excited about it, but you know, if you're going to play this, you might as well just go play SAEX then. You know, buy more shares, get more for your money. But nice move on the stock, though. Looks like they made some money with a bigger company licensing deal for $3 million. That's a big deal for a company that small. Only $134 million market cap. So $3 million, you know, $3 million licensing deal. That's big money to them. That's big money. All right. All right. Let's wrap this up here. SYMX. We brought this up yesterday. I didn't see anything, and it's still, man, you got shitted on today, bro. You got really shitted on today on SYMX. Down 15%. Down 15%. All right, down 15%. Didn't like it. There was a pharmaceutical company that, yeah, ADX. We saw this one drop. We saw it drop yesterday. I'm actually kind of surprised at the move today. But at the same time, man, this thing got killed today. Look at that. Blew right past its support. Look at that. Blew right past its support. You know, wow, look at that. That, man, that's ugly. Down almost 20% today. The ticker is ADXS. ADXS, as you can see on your screen. I'd keep an eye on that one, too. You know, and again, it's just all on the technicals, right? I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't know what's going on with the company or anything like that. But again, we've seen this happen so many times before. In fact, this happened to this stock, as you can see here. Looks like they've had issues in the past before. And, you know, catching this stock at the bottom has been quite, you know, a winner for people who know how to do it right. As you can see here, that gain It's almost 70 cents a share here. Over the course of, this looks like 1, 2, 3, 6 days. You know, it's like 6 days here. You were up about 70 cents a share. I don't see why you can't do it again. I don't see why you can't do it again. But then again, find out what the underlying causes of that situation is. I see here maybe recent earnings. September 11th. Okay, yeah, earnings. All right, so it looks like they reported a third quarter loss on a per share basis. Company lost, actually posted revenue about 3.1 million shares, but still losing pretty badly. It looked like the market did not like that number. Did not like that number at all. I would watch that. I would watch that. You said Zoma 7 million float. How much trading do you expect in it every day? At least 1 million shares. I mean, it shows that the stock is in demand. You know, 1 million shares shows that the stock is at least in demand. I'm not saying it's got to, you know, it's got to be a 7 million share float. It's got to trade 7 million, but at least 1 million shares, man. So at least you're getting a decent price. You know. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to be buying these stocks that trade 300,000, 400,000 a day, man. Like, you just, when it's time to sell, you're giving away profits, and it's just, it sucks. You know how much it sucks to be up 10% and have to give away 3 just to get out the trade? That's what you do on stocks with that kind of volume. ADXS, again, one to watch. All right, so I'm gonna get up out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with some more great stocks to follow. You know, again, being short-term sighted. You know, we're going to talk about different things every single day, but at the, you know, end of the day, it's really kind of up to you to do what you want to do, because it's your money, right? You know, it's your money. SOFO, what else? SFOA. Oh, hell no, I would never play GBSN again. GBSN is back? Hell no. EBIO fell on its ass, man. That's looking like another. EBIO was one we brought up yesterday. Look at that one, falling on its ass. I thought that could possibly be a dip buy opportunity, but no, sir. The trend is your friend, and EBIO going back to its losing ways. It's probably got another 30 cents to give back on that too. EBIO. All right, couple more. Last one, NAO, Nordic American Offshore shipping play. This is not bad too. It's got a decent average volume, put up 1 million today, but average is about 800K, and it's been doing really well. Write it down and we'll watch it, man. Bring it up over the course of the next couple days. We'll see what happens to it. All right. So let me get up out of here. Been a great day. I got a lot of great tickers to follow tomorrow. I always suggest people watch the show with at least a notebook, or at least the stickers on windows or whatever it is that you guys use to follow these. Because I think we do a really good job on this show of following what's hot. And again, what's hot today is not going to be hot by Friday. It's not going to be hot tomorrow. We every single day we're talking about something different, you know. But when you are, again, trading these short-term moves in these plays, you got to be quick. You know, we are risking capital to hopefully make more of it. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't have 35 years to get rich, you know. I want to get rich now. You know, fuck it. It's the richest country in the world. It happens to thousands of people every single day, every single year. Why can't it happen to me? Why can't it happen to you? And I don't know any other game that can get me closer to the money than this. I don't know any other game that has made me as much money in my short life so far than this. So that's why I do this, and I think that's why you do this. And again, you know, I understand that trading small cap stocks, you know, it's not to become a billionaire. It's not that scalable. But as I've said several times on my show, life is really good at 100K, 200K, 250K, 500K, $1 million a year. Life is really good. There's really nowhere in the world you can't go on 500K, 700K, $1 million, you know, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million a year. That's, you know, these guys, they're guys doing that, trading these very stocks that we're talking about. Now, obviously, they got their accounts, you know, to the size that they need to make that kind of money. And that comes in due time with you know, of course, dedication to, you know, trading, you know, as best as possible. You know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't want to keep it going too long. Great show today. I'll be back tomorrow. Again, thank you for all the tickers. Shout out to all my callers. As always, they did a really great job of keeping us up to date on what's going on the OTC side. Great tickers that come also in the chat room. And some of you guys call the show again. Again, you know, at the beginning, I had a lot of people call up the show because, you know, you guys would give up tickers and, hey, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Please don't think just because it didn't do it that you can't call back in. You guys remember how my show, I used to get like a ton of calls. But you guys started making calls about what the stocks were going to do, and then when it didn't happen, and other people started holding you accountable, and that's we're gonna stop that. Hey man, that guy said it was gonna go to $5 and it lost money. You know, we're gonna stop that. Okay. All right, so let me get up out of here. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Silva, he said NOA is a long-term hold, has a dividend. Oh, okay. Yo, I do see the dividend in the chart, yeah. Not bad. We'll be taking a look at it. Andrew Gladness, Desert Edge, Martez Spencer, Cristiano Fan, Robert Turman, Cool Cats. Please press like on this video right now if you can. Subscribe to this channel if you're new here. I appreciate you, all the new people and old people. Michael B, Derek Graham, Mr. Lloyd, all my callers tonight. Bruce Mason, Martez Spencer, who else was in here today? Cali Girl, Qtnt, Dom Will. Shout out to Dom Will, man. We gotta. I know. I keep going back and forth on meeting up and shit like that, but I know we gotta catch up. Yes, indeed. C Trader. I'll be back here tomorrow, guys. Money doesn't sleep, but I do. Take care.